Hey, it's Tricia Robinson. How are you this Saturday night? It is a little bit late, but I wanted to get something off my chest because over the last couple days, I have been a part of several different communities and cultural things, you could call it, that were really important to me. So I thought I'd throw it out there to see one, who do you think maintains the community and culture the best? And two, are you part of a community and are you staying because you really feel like you're part of it? So as you join in, feel free to shout out where you're coming in from, and I'll reach out to you. Hey, Shannon, thanks for joining. So, wow, how many different communities do I feel like I was really a part of this weekend? Friday, I had an opportunity to travel to New York City, which was about a 2-hour drive for me. Hey, Annette, thanks for joining. To be part of a community that Ray Higdon has pulled together called Rank Makers. It's for network marketers that are looking to rank up in their business. And so I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be a part of the group of people who are going to be up close and personal with Ray Higdon. So I had to reach out to one of my community members. We happen to be, we're both parents at the same school. Our daughters know each other because we belong to the same pool club. And I'm very thankful for Stephanie to have been able to watch them. But I really wanted to go, but I knew I couldn't do it without help. I knew I couldn't just make it happen on my own. And so I reached out to my community. I asked for help and I said, listen, can you watch my girls for 30 minutes? Because they're at school, they just have to take the bus to her house, and I would be there as soon as possible. Well, go down, and so I go down to New York City. I really have an amazing time. Ray has created a wonderful culture in Rank Makers. It's an environment where you're learning all the time, and you're with a lot of high performance people. So we push each other. We push each other further than we would be able to push each other if we weren't doing that. Hey, Chandra. Hey, Blanca. Thanks for joining. So I wanted that sense of community. I wanted to be with these other people who are part of this group. Plus, I wanted to see Ray. It's a little star power for me. But I leveraged a different community for me to make that happen, and so that we could be together and I could experience one side of the community. And being a part of Rank Makers doesn't take much effort for me. But being a part of the community of the pool club, I am a volunteer member of the pool club. I sit on the board, I do membership, but I volunteer there and I spend a lot of time there. And so I put effort into the relationships, not so that I can ask them for stuff, but because I like the sense of community. Like I like going to the pool and having my friends play with other kids and just talking with other members and having fun with them. And I spend a significant amount of time at my kids' school because one, I love it, but two, it's part of my community. It's part of what I feel good about being part of. So between those two things, that helps my family. So two other things that I become involved with, not so recent. Like one was really recently, like last month. My daughters are half Indian, and they are part of a learning Telugu. And so last night there was a 10-year celebration. It was pretty cool. This is really proud. Like, what does this say? 10-year Silicon Andhra Manabadi 10-year anniversary. So this group has been pulled together to teach children of Telugu it's Andhra Pradesh is the state in India where the Telugu language is spoken. And my husband was born in Hyderabad. And I didn't know about this community of people until I was talking to a swim mom from the summer. My daughters at Danbury Dolphin, and there were a couple Indian people there, and we just got to talking, and I said, yes, my daughters are half Indian, and where are you from? Where's your husband from? And then, oh, by the way, did you know? So by building the relationships with other people, other swim moms, I was able to find out, hey, my daughters could be part of this Indian community. They could learn a language that I'm not able to teach them, and they can just have more culture in their life. And so last night was a huge celebration for the organization that has been around Danbury for the last 10 years. I'm really proud of them. I think they've done a fantastic job. My girls have been learning the language for 4 weeks. They had to sing a little bit of song on stage. They were pretty excited about it all. But, culture people joined for one reason, whatever it is, excitement, money, whatever, but they stayed because it's a good culture. So I'm looking forward. It's a 5-year program for my daughters. I'm hoping that they'll stay. But even last night, people were there who had left the learning community because their kids just weren't interested in it and they didn't want to force the issue anymore. But they stayed part of the community itself because they believed in the community. So my husband made a comment to one of the other members there. I mean, I'm the only white person in the room. In fact, this evening and yesterday evening, I was the only non-Indian in the room. And people are like, what are you doing here? Not in a rude way, but I stand out. I mean, blue eyes. My hair's not so blonde anymore. But I definitely, even though I'm wearing like Indian top, I definitely don't fit in. And that's okay. You don't have to fit in to be a part of a community. You could have a community of misfits. I work to let my daughters, I'm saying the wrong thing. I figure out a way to expose my daughters to this community so that they can have something more than just what I can provide to them, because I'm never going to be able to teach them this language. Is it too loud? Sorry, I'm too loud. So I have to figure out a way to provide opportunities for my daughters to be exposed to basically their heritage. And I'm thankful that it happens to be all around me. So between, I have the Rank Makers community, I have my pool club community, I have my kids' grade school community, I now have the Telugu language community for my daughters, and I have 2 different swim communities of amazing people, and which I'm letting them down this weekend because there's a bake sale tomorrow, and I couldn't bake anything more. I baked brownies today for an all-day training session that I was at, and like I'm call me spent. Too many things happening this last couple days. So sorry, swim community, if you're on. I did not contribute to the bake sale for tomorrow, and my girls have dance class tomorrow, so I'm not volunteering at the bake sale. Anyway, every once in a while I do let some people down, or I can't always participate. I can't always be giving. But then tonight, my daughters actually one was sick, so she didn't go. But my older daughter got to be part of a community for Orissa. And everybody pulled together. I was at a training session all day, and so I needed the help of another mom who gladly, dressed my daughter, and we all help each other out when we're getting ready for the shows. I've never been part of a dance like community, even though I did ballet growing up. I was never part of a performance troupe really, where I had to get ready frequently. I mean, I did the Nutcracker when I was in college. It just wasn't the same. Like, I didn't do it as a young kid. It's a really amazing bond that you have with the other mothers and the other dancers. And so my daughter's been doing it for, I think, around 4 years now. Maybe this is her 5th year doing the dancing, Odissi dancing. But today I leveraged the community of the bonds of the women that I had built with over the last 4 years to help me get my kid ready so she could look beautiful on stage. And if you're interested in seeing what she looks like, I did a post earlier tonight with pictures of her, and I think one of the pictures she's wearing something blue. Anyway, she's the only half Indian in all the pictures, so you may or may not be able to tell. But community is so important. Wherever you are, you can create it in a lot of different ways. Oh, I see Tara joined. Tara has created this amazing community for political activism, and people are doing a lot of work because they believe in the community that she's created. Today, I had an opportunity to train with Diane Hockman, who happens to live really close to me, and I was like, yes, I get to spend time with this amazing person. But she's built such a sense of community with the people that she's known. That there are people who flew from Texas. 2 people flew from Texas. One guy drove 6 hours. Another woman drove 4 hours to be able to spend a full day in a training session with her. That really, I'm sure, helped all of us think about our businesses differently and what we need to do to be more successful. So, if you're part of an organization, why are you staying? What is it about the organization that keeps you there? Are you there for your family? Are you there for yourself? Do you have a sense of community? What is it? Because if you don't feel like you belong to something, chances are you're not going to stay. And it's not a popularity thing. It's just you want to feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. And that is one thing that I've learned in part of my business that I'm doing, is my home business, is people join because part of it is kind of like they want to feel like they have a group of people that have a common goal to, make a little extra money or help people feel better about themselves, whether it's weight loss or skincare or, whatever it is. They stay because, how did Ray put it? He said, he didn't necessarily believe in a person doing two different businesses, and that's his personal belief. And he says, he wants to create his backyard that is so amazing and so fun that nobody would ever even think of leaving. Like, this is such an amazing place to be. Why would you ever want to go somewhere else? And so that's one thing that I feel everything can get improved, but I feel great about, I feel great about the pool community. I feel great about where my kids go to school. I'm just new to this Telugu education community, but they've done a pretty fabulous job so far. I love the community of the dance moms that I'm with. So, yeah. Sorry, Annette. Ray did say it is culture. So, people think of culture in two different ways. Part of why I said culture versus community is culture can be arts and music and dance, and culture in my mind is multifaceted. And so I'm making sure that my kids have the Indian culture in their life by being a part of a community that is teaching them and exposing them to things they wouldn't have access to if we weren't part of the community. And when you're having your business and when you're growing your team, the culture that you create is what keeps the people in your organization and keeps people just showing up. So I don't know if you have any tips from a cultural community perspective to help people stay in your community, but that is definitely something that I have with every job I've ever had. I've either, you've had a great boss or a boss that you were like, looked at the phone like, oh my God, I don't want to pick up the phone. But I always wanted to create an atmosphere with my team that they're not afraid when I'm calling them. They want to answer the phone, or they want to spend time with me. They want to have lunch with me because I have a culture that is a welcoming, loving, and accepting place to be, and a fun place to be. So that's just my thought on culture today. So love to hear your thoughts on that. Hey, drop me a line if you want to be on my newsletter. I will be sharing some of the cool training I learned today with Diane Hochman. Just send me a private message with your email and I'll add you to the list. Tomorrow I will be sending out some thought-provoking stuff that I learned from Diane to get you thinking too about how you want to be running your business. So thank you for joining. Annette, I think you and I need to talk. She says that I find that I have to go outside of my business to get that community. What is that? Yes. I find community in multiple places, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because I have a lot of different interests. But there are some people who believe you need to stay in one community and never leave, and that doesn't function well for me. So anyway, I'm gonna head off. I need to get ready for bed. It's been an exhausting but very fulfilling last couple days, and had to be ready for tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a great night. And again, if you want more information on what I learned from Diane today, feel free to send me a private message through the email. I'll go ahead and add you and write you tomorrow. Good night. Bye-bye.